Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Commodity Weekly Update with me, your host and guide, Ravindra Rao from Kotak Securities. Good volatility was witnessed last week, even after a quiet week in terms of economic releases. Precious metals witnessed a fantastic rebound from lower levels. Crude witnessed both side swings, whereas base metals traded broadly lower. Once again, the theme of strong USD and rising bond yields continued. However, USD retreated from the highs, which supported the yellow metal. Earlier in the week, USD index surged to one-year high amid higher bond yields and increased expectation of Fed's monetary tightening. US and global bond yields rose as rising inflation concerns amid higher energy prices added to the argument that central banks may start monetary tightening soon. US 10-year bond yield jumped to 1.56%, the highest since June, while UK 10-year bond yield tested May 2019 highs. UK is facing severe shortage of natural gas and coal, and this has fueled worries of a deepening energy crisis ahead of high demand winter season. China also faces power shortages, which have led to power rationing, hampering economic activity. Last week, the DXY index finally closed above 94, a rise of 0.9%. Technically, the dollar index has taken resistance near the last week highs, and it has retreated from the highs. Currently, it is trading below 94, and we feel that the labor market report, US labor market report, at the end of the week will give further cues to the dollar index, and we have to see dollar index moving above 94.40 for it to trade further higher. Otherwise, we expect a range movement between 92, 93 on the lower side, and on the higher side 94.30. In case of precious metals, gold slipped to 7-week low last week as US dollar index surged to one-year high. Gold, however, has bounced back from the lows to end with the 0.4% gains as the US dollar index and bond yields retreated from the highs. While choppiness in equity markets has increased a gold safe haven appeal. Mixed US economic data and comments from Fed officials playing down inflation risk also eased market nerves to some extent. Gold's mixed trade is reflective of increased volatility across financial markets as market players try to assess China's economic health, Fed's monetary tightening outlook, and shimmering energy crisis in Europe and Asia. Similar to gold, silver also slumped sharply early in the week and tested July 2020 lows but recovered to end the week higher. ETF inflows indicated bargain buying, however, weighing on price are demand concerns amid slowdown in manufacturing activity globally, China slowdown, and rising energy costs. We may see choppy trade in the near term in gold as market players assess Chinese economic health as well as a monetary policy stance of major central banks. Focus this week will be on the US non-farm payrolls data, which will help determine Fed's next move. An upbeat reading may reflect continuing recovery in labor market and strengthen the case for Fed to start monetary tightening next month. However, a weaker reading may delay the tightening process. Silver prices may also remain choppy, but any stability in gold may increase buying interest. On the technical front, dollar gold spot is taking resistance near 1767 68 zone. It has given a trend line a break, but it has to sustain above 1767 1768 on a closing basis. In fact, there is also inverse HNS formation on lower frame charts, and if it sustains above 1768 1769, we may see gold prices moving higher towards initially towards 1787, and then probably towards 1804 1805, which is the target as per the inverse HNS. In case of silver, silver has taken a good support near the lower levels, near 21.50, and currently it is trading close to 22.50. uh, it has taken a good support, and we expect prices to further move higher. But as I mentioned, both precious metals would take a cue from the non-farm payrolls data, and if that disappoints, then the dollar index might fall again, and we might see a push in precious metal prices. Coming to crude oil, NYMEX crude traded above late 2018 highs yesterday, it moved above $77 per barrel after a 2.6% gain last week. Brent crude gained 2.7% last week, and the first month contract breached $80 per barrel level for the first time since October 2018. Crude oil has been on an up move for last few weeks. However, recent gains have been largely on back of tightening supply, especially in European markets and China. The widening spread between WTI and Brent crude also shows the concerns about European supplies. OPEC and ALES concluded their meeting and decided to continue with production hike of 4 lakh barrels per day yesterday, and the move was largely anticipated. However, price rallied sharply as some market players were expecting OPEC to raise output more to alleviate the supply tightness in European and Asian markets. NYMEX crude has breached $78 per barrel for the first time since 2014. The biggest factor supporting crude oil is increased demand for alternative fuels in wake of rising natural gas and coal prices, especially in Asian and European markets. However, market reaction may subside as OPEC's decision reflects that they don't expect the tightness in European market to continue for long. Adding to it, there are challenges ahead as US supply is improving, while growth outlook has been challenged by concerns about Chinese economy and slowdown in manufacturing activity globally. Hence, some caution is warranted at higher levels. Technically, as I mentioned, it has breached the $77 per barrel mark, and if it sustains on a weekly closing basis, if it sustains above 77, then the price might extend towards $82 and then 84 per barrel. This is in case of WTI. However, if it doesn't close above 77, then there is a possibility of a double top formation, and the prices might correct and it might move lower till $74. So we feel $77 would be a crucial a key level to watch for this week, and if it closes above that, then we are set for the next leg rally in WTI crude. In case of natural gas, we have seen a sharp rally. It surged to 2014 highs, but it has corrected from the higher levels, and it took support near a $4.7 MMBTU level. Natural gas has benefited from sharp rise in European and Asian gas prices due to tighter supply. While price has rallied sharply in last few sessions on back of increased demand for US LNG exports, export growth may be restricted by capacity constraints. Also, European countries are making efforts to improve supply. Also, US demand is expected to subside amid fall season mild weather. US gas production is also improving after the shutdown caused by Hurricane Ida. The recent stocks build up in US has also been in line with the average levels. Overall, natural gas has seen a buying flurry amid rising European prices and short covering near expiry. This momentum may subside once supply situation improves in Europe and Asia. Technically, it looks like the rally has exhausted, and if you look at the MCX natural gas prices, it has made a dark cloud cover pattern at the high levels, and there is a possibility that until 467, which was the highs, until that is penetrated, there is a possibility of some sideways to corrective move, and we feel that the top is in place near 467, and if 467 is taken out, then it might further rally. Otherwise, we expect a broad range movement between 370 on the lower side, and on the higher side 450, 455. Finally, in case of base metals, on the LME, everything ended lower last week, led by sharp losses in nickel. Prices weakened amid gains in US dollar, weakness in weakness in equities. Chinese plan to release more stocks from reserves, and as market players assess the demand supply impact of power crisis in China. Power crisis in China is intensifying, and while industrial metals gained support from expectation that supply may be impacted, market players also shifted focus to demand side effect as factories faced shutdown due to power shortages, while rising inflationary pressure may also impact consumer demand. On the technical front, base metal looks slightly still on the weaker side. Until copper holds 742, there is a chance it might trade with a slightly lower bias, and on the lower side 684 would act as a support on MCX. In case of zinc, we expect it to trade between 260 on the higher side, and on the lower side 248 would act as a support. Below 248 it might fall further. Nickel, a range movement again, but it has given a broadening triangle break, so possibility of it testing 1370 is high, and on the higher side 1420 1425 would act as a good resistance. Only lead looks slightly on the higher side, as it is still um trading positive on the MCX. It was lead which ended with mild gains last week. So in lead until 176, until it closes below 176, we expect prices to trade higher, and it might once again move to 188 levels. So to conclude, the week might provide some fireworks with US NFP data release. With higher prices, high price pressure, Fed will closely be watching the NFP print. If employment report shows strong growth, then the chances of Fed going forward with tightening increases, and vice versa. Hence, the focus remains on USD and bond yields, as that might have a strong bearing on commodities. That's all for this edition. Good luck and trade safe.